Then we started to hold 3 services every Sunday, one at 9, one at 10:30, and one at noon. And then we grew to twice that. And then we just couldn't fit. So we built this sanctuary.
I play Pastor Paul in Gulfshore Playhouse as the Christians. He is the founder and head pastor of a mega church in our play. I think it's a church that he has built up from the ground up, started with 10 or 15 people.
There's a crack in the foundation of this church, and I'm not talking about the building. I'm talking about something like Isaiah talks about, Isaiah 30, verses 12 and 13. Because you have rejected this word, that's God's word he's talking about.
And he pastors this congregation with a lot of love and a lot of spiritual support. And he decides to take them in a bit of a different direction.
I find myself wrestling with your sermon.
Go on.
Because what you said in your sermon seems to go against everything our church believes.
I chose to program the Christians because I am constantly fascinated by people's individual relationship to their faith, what faith can do to unite or divide us.
It feels so strange that almost overnight you don't have the same beliefs as me.
Our beliefs are mostly the same.
No, they're not.
I mean, I think a lot of people are curious about how these churches sustain themselves, how they grow and become so influential in the faith community.
Your sermon talked about being more accepting, and so shouldn't that same acceptance be extended to Joshua?
And my kid asked me questions about how what we believe could just so suddenly change. And when he asked me, then I get nervous because I see myself as leading him. I pick the church we go to. And so in a way, I'm really responsible for his soul. Our lives are hard enough already. I don't need to be jeopardizing the spiritual well-being of my son.
People should come see this show because, first of all, we've got Tony-nominated actor Alan Campbell coming back. He was with us in our very first production of David Mamet's Oleana back in 2006. And we're delighted to have him back, and as well as an incredible cast of actors. We have a praise band on stage. We have an incredible group of musicians. And furthermore, it's filled with really interesting questions, and each individual will be allowed to ask their own questions and come up with their own answers. And I think that's always a great reason to come see wonderful theater.